U-GeekTV.
Welcome back to U-GeekTV. I'm your host, Jarius, Unapologetic Geek. I'm once again joined by my esteemed colleague, Hoodie C. And unfortunately, man, we a two-man group today. Greg trying to be studious and shit. He'll miss the show, but that's all right. It's all good, man. It's all good. Then do his thing, get his grind on. I can't say nothing about nobody. I missed last week. I had a fucking viral. No, what's viral? God, no. I had an infection in my lungs, man. That shit was crazy. Respiratory infection. But I'm back. A lot of football, of course, occurred last week, and it was followed by another bananas week. And man, look, we just gonna get right into it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You called that shit.
Let's do it.
You called it. You called Colorado and Kansas. I got to give you nothing but credit for it. You broke down why they would win, and they went out there and they executed the game plan perfectly that you said would get them to win. I'm just, what did you see out there, man? What do you think of how Kansas just flat out outperformed Colorado?
Look, man. I mean, I know my X's and O's, man. I know ball, like the young cats say nowadays. Kansas has, and stay with me now. Kansas had so much coming back from last season. I mean, they were the only Power 4 school. It had 3 receivers, 500 plus yards, 1,000-yard running back coming back in Devin Neal. Jalen Daniels was hurt last season at quarterback. The year prior to that, he was the Big 12 preseason offensive player of the year. Mm-hmm. They had personnel, bro. Defensively, I think Kansas has the best cornerback tandem in the nation with Kobe Bryant and Melo Dotson. So when you put all that together, bro, they had the personnel to be on the field with Colorado, and they have experience. These are 4th, 5th, 6th-year seniors. Mm-hmm. Shout out Trav. He had 8 grabs, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Melo and Kobe, they talked their shit this week. And they backed it up.
Melo and Kobe. That shit is funny. But
I know, right?
I heard the name Kobe Bryant. It was so surreal every time I heard his name, man. And we heard it quite often because he had a hell of a game.
Kobe,
He did. So this is something that honestly you saw in Colorado all year, and it really came to the limelight during this game. If you got to bend but don't break defense against them, you can stop them. Colorado kills you with the explosive plays, with the dinks and dunks that turn into 15-yard plays. You take that away from them, and they're beatable. And that's what Kansas did. They took away all that behind the line of scrimmage shit. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, man.
Now, it was a cheap shot on Shedeur. They had nothing to do with the outcome of the game. Yeah, they ain't had nothing to do with the outcome of the game. People tried to stick on it, but I agree it was a cheap shot. His offensive lineman should have took up for it. That was kind of weird too.
Right.
But the biggest story here, the Big 12 got a situation on their hands. And Colorado had the opportunity to enter into this week, number 1 in the Big 12, and basically controlling their own destiny against a Oklahoma State team who has struggled this year. But think about it, man. BYU loses, which means that Arizona State would have lost.
Right.
Colorado would have been number 1. That would have made, what is it, Indiana State? Or Iowa State?
Yeah.
That would have made Iowa State number 2 if my calculations are correct. And they would have been in a position of power heading into what the final week of the regular season just snuck up on all of us. Here it is. Then we got championship weekend next weekend, and then we off to the races. It's time to start the playoff. Well, no, it's a week before. I think it's a week difference. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, we're there. And so, like I said, Oklahoma State is Friday. in the noon. Like, we're not gonna have to wait long to find out
Right.
what we're looking forward to. We're not gonna have to wait long at all. This shit is going down. How do you see it shaking out, brother?
Honestly, this could be another trap game for them, man. Oklahoma State surprisingly is playing bad this year. I mean, a lot of people picked them to win the Big 12 preseason. They had 21 of 22 starters coming back off of a 9-win team. Like, that's almost unheard of these days. So, I don't know what's going on with Ollie Gordon and the rest of those cats over there, man. But I can still see it being another trap game, man, honestly. I think Colorado will probably get it done because OK State's defense hasn't really been present at all this year. But they can score points. Like this, I think it's going to be a shootout, bro.
I want to see how this team is going to bounce back after that. Because Oklahoma State is going to come in like this is their national championship game. I can tell you that right now. You could play, you're in the division with someone and you get to play spoiler. Yeah. Y'all won't come out and we're going to try and take you down. So they're going to definitely have that A game on. Do you know what it takes for Colorado to get into the Big 12 championship game?
I think they just got to win out.
No.
I think that's it.
They have to win
I think
out.
they win this game.
They have to win out. Arizona State is going against Arizona. Arizona State Arizona State is going against Arizona. Iowa State is going against Kansas State. BYU is going against Houston. They need 2 of them to lose and to win.
Right.
They need 2 of those teams to lose. 2 of those teams are playing weaker opponents in Arizona State and BYU. The best hope, honestly, is that either Arizona or BYU just shits the bed and Arizona State does it with them. That's the best hope that they got. I mean, they got a bowl game either way it goes.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
Shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to them for that. But man, that's tough to choke that away. And you just in control of your own destiny. But Deion said it best because he held them accountable for it. He said, you started listening to the hype. And that's what got you. And that's a microcosm. That's a microcosm of the season. They listened to the hype in the beginning of the year, couldn't get it together, got it together. When it got low key, they started playing good ball. They was playing excellent ball. And they came back and started making those dumbass mistakes. They reared his ugly head again.
Yeah, man. I mean, shout out Devin Neal, man. 207 rushing yards. I think that's Colorado's weakness. They rush defense.
They gave up 330 yards on the ground. 330 yards. It's extra spicy. You just letting them in there. Just letting them roll through. Anyways, man, going from one disappointment to the other, man. What's going on with Alabama, bro? I hate that he ain't here. I hate that he
Shout out Greg.
Shout out to Greg. Boy, that boy called in to work, man. I can't believe he sat up there and did this shit.
I think that's why he ain't show up for real.
That man, see his stuff. That boy was so mad on Saturday. And it was funny because, of course, we share a group text. So, I remember him saying, like, I'm worried. He just flat out said it. He was like, man, it's nothing to worry about. It's gonna be all right. Like, you really did try to gas that man up, be like, hey man, it's not a big deal. And Oklahoma did what I did, kick their ass. I was looking up like, hey, when it got to 24-3, that's when I was looking around like that. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's over with.
It was over with. Nobody scored after that. 24-3, that's the end of the game. Didn't see that coming.
Right.
So my question to you is, how safe is the boys' job?
Hey, I was talking to some cats at work Tuesday, bro. Shit, yesterday. I'm like, that seat just got a lot hotter, man. Like a lot. Like
it's one thing.
Alabama
not to get
hasn't lost.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. No. Alabama hasn't lost 3 games, I believe, since Saban's first year.
That's what I did not realize that happened. They
Yes.
put that stat up, and I was like, "Oh dear." That's all I can say. Oh dear. Wait a minute. They had lost 3 games since when?
Exactly, bro.
I think it was what
Exactly.
20. What did they say? Like 20. It wasn't 2014. I think it was like 2013 or something. It was like it was the last time that they happened to them. The fuck are you
Hey,
doing?
the block is hot. The block is hot.
But them folk going. I know we were quiet, man. When I tell you, hear a pin drop in Tuscaloosa, boy. I ain't never
Oh
seen no
yeah.
shit like
Oh
that,
yeah.
bro. This man look crazy as hell right now. He got to get together immediately. Here's my issue, and this is what I was about to say. Dog, it's one thing if it's a 14 playoff. It's 12 slots up for grabs. And you found a way to not be eligible for any of them. Because it's over with. 3 losses and you out. 3 losses and you out. You ain't in. That's it. It's over with, man. Just pack up. Go ahead, do your exit interviews and all that kind of shit. Just go pack up. I could not believe that they sat up there and they shit the bed like that against Oklahoma.
Bro, it's unspeakable, man. I mean, I said this when we talked about Bama, not the last time, but the time prior to that. That the 2 things that has never happened in the Saban era reared its ugly head again Saturday.
Yeah.
They can't run the ball. They had 70 rushing yards, and they can't stop the run.
We talking
Oklahoma
about
ran the ball
Alabama.
for 257 yards, bro. The quarterback had
Alabama.
130 of them. It's Alabama.
What are we doing?
130 yards, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's the thing. They don't have a culture of defense right now. He trying to do that
nah.
shit he was doing at Washington. That shit ain't that's not SEC friendly. You gotta run the damn football.
And you know who do has a culture of defense?
Who?
Oklahoma. As much as I can't fucking stand Oklahoma, when I shouted out Clemson, when they had a good defense because of Brent Venables, guess who Oklahoma head coach is? Fucking Brent Venables.
They locked in.
He ain't got shit worth of offense,
Yeah.
but he could coach some defense now.
Yeah,
And
they locked in.
that's all they needed, bro.
They kicked their ass, man. That shit was embarrassing. That shit was embarrassing. It's a SEC fan. That shit is embarrassing, man. So
This is the first
go ahead.
time Bama has not scored a touchdown. I don't know if you remember the game. It was in 2011 when number 1 versus number 2, they played LSU, and the game was 9-6, all
Yeah, I
field
remember
goals.
that. That
It's the
game, let me
first
tell
time
you,
they ain't scored a touchdown.
so as somebody who enjoys defense, I want to tell you, that's one of my favorite games, just from a defensive standpoint. And that last Super Bowl for New England, the defense that they
Against the
played against the
Rams.
Rams. Have you seen the Patriots documentary? I know we kind of going off script right now. Have you seen the Patriots documentary though?
I don't think I have.
So they at that point they start talking about how it transitioned from Bill's team to Tom's team, starting with that
Right.
Atlanta Super Bowl, right? And
Okay.
then they had the embarrassment against Philadelphia, and then they found. I think that does get us to the year. I think. Let's see, we got Atlanta. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing the team between when they played the Rams, because they lost to Philly, they beat Atlanta, and it's somebody else that they beat. So we got the St. Louis Rams. God damn it. And I'm not going to be able to let this go. The St. Louis Rams, the Panthers, the Eagles. Then they went that long period of time. They lost to the Giants twice. Atlanta.
Right.
Then they lost to Philadelphia. And the Rams is the 6th ring. God damn, who is the 5th ring? This is kicking my ass right now.
Right. Yeah, right. We look bad, bro.
Who is the 6th?
And I can't even think right now, bro. I can't even think.
It wasn't the
Seattle. I know
Panthers
Lakers
again
at
because the
LA.
Panthers lost to the Seahawks. Oh, how could we forget that one?
The Seahawks. The Seahawks.
How could I forget that one? That's the one right there. That's the Super Bowl right there. And besides the Atlanta one,
Yes.
it's the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Damn, boy, that was crazy right there. But anyways, so the point I'm getting at was it became like more of an offensive team. It became more of Tom's team. And they were like going into, coming off the heels of the Philadelphia loss, going into it, they were wondering if Bill even still had it. And they were like, and I agree, that's his masterpiece. That's his masterpiece game right there. The defense that he called against that Rams offense, Sean McVay looked out of his depth in that situation.
Oh, yeah.
I remember they put the microphone in front of him and he was just despondent and he was like, I didn't know what to do. Essentially, I didn't know what to do. And so, yeah, I appreciate defensive performances and to feel like you can just score on Alabama like that without even having a potent offense. Imagine if they were playing somebody like Texas or something like that, man. The game they played on Saturday, it would have been way out of hand, man, way out of hand. But moving on from one SEC embarrassment to two more. Ole Miss and Texas A&M. It's like nobody wants to do anything in the SEC this year except for Texas. Nobody.
Right.
LSU was up and down. Tennessee, they act like they can't be consistent. As of right now, Texas and Tennessee and Georgia is also inconsistent. They're the only three teams in the 12-team playoff from the SEC.
Right.
I delight in Ole Miss failing. I was so glad they choked that game away. That made me feel so good. Were you able to check that out?
I was, man.
Tell me what your thoughts were.
Lane Kiffin going Lane Kiffin, bro.
Every time.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but beside being under the tutelage of Saban and Saban carrying him, he ain't done shit.
He ain't done shit,
Tennessee, USC,
NFL,
he ain't done shit. So
he ain't done
exactly.
shit.
Like it's bound to happen. And
I wonder who he got tapes
for Ole Miss.
He got tapes on somebody. The way that man stayed employed, and he
with a job.
Anytime he fails, he get a better opportunity every single time.
Right, more money.
This man, former manager, cussed him the fuck out in front of the world to see. And this man turned right around. He got a job at a smaller school, and their old Miss just threw him their racist money, and they kept him employed. They kept him going. I'm like, Lane Kiffin. Honestly, it's more comedic. It's like every time they take two steps forward, he just gonna find a way to Lane Kiffin and get them up out of there. What I don't understand is what the hell happened to Texas A&M, man. And what was funny was Auburn was gassed for their game too. They was gassed up, like they knew they was gonna win. The whole time they were just pushing them around.
Yeah, man. It's hard to go into Jordan Hare Stadium at night with a true freshman quarterback, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
And yeah, they got up on them early, man. And Texas A&M, they fought back to their credit, but they just couldn't make the plays that need to be made late in the game, man. Shout out to everybody, and rightfully so, right? Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams started the season out tremendously. Jeremiah Smith still kind of, he's still kind of top tier. Ryan Williams has kind of slowed down, due to the Bama struggles. But shout out Cam Coleman, man, the other true freshman 5-star in that class who started out late. Auburn, they wasn't getting rolling. They wasn't getting him the ball. He scored 3 touchdowns last week, and he scored again this week. That's another grown man, bro. So shout out Cam Coleman, man.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Also, shout out to honestly to honestly just teams just not being able to just do what they supposed to damn do to ensure their futures. Because just like I just talked about Colorado choking it away, teams they then just say, you know what, we don't want to play in the playoffs, man. They only had 2 losses. They only had 2 losses, man.
Facts.
I know, and they would. I guess mathematically they were kind of out of it, but I mean, you just cleared the way for Texas. Just go ahead and go. Everybody from Austin, go ahead and pack up. Y'all made it. So with that being
Pretty much,
said,
man.
man, with that being said, moving along, I thought we'd just take a chance. I mean, take the time to talk about the latest college football standings. What do you think? They're very interesting. I'm going to give them to you right quick. Oregon is still at 1. Oregon is the most boring number 1 team I've ever seen. Like nobody really says anything about Oregon. They don't. It's almost like they're not being taken seriously. That's how I feel.
Right.
Oregon is number 1. Ohio State, as much as I don't like them, they deserve to be number 2. Then Texas, Penn State, even though Penn State survived the scare. Notre Dame, Miami, who I feel good about. I will feel even better if we can secure one of those top 4 seeds, maybe. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Georgia, Tennessee at 8. SMU, the Pony Excess. The Pony Excess made it. Number 9, number 10 is Indiana. Boise State at 11, Clemson at 12. Clemson snuck in there after we talked shit about Dabo. Talked about it like a dog. Let me tell you something. I feel good about our chance against Clemson. I really do. If it came down to it, I feel good about our chance against them. And that's real. Hopefully we'll beat the dog shit out of them and we'll get one in for top seed. That'd be great. But yeah, looking at this, any snubs, anything that was eye popping, I got something, but I want to see what you're gonna say. What do you think of those latest ratings?
Man, I think this new playoff format, I like it, right? But at the same time, it's gonna allow some people to, I'm not gonna say purposely, but you can now duck your conference championship game and still get in. I mean, like you said, Tennessee's probably gonna get in without the SEC championship game. Penn State and Indiana probably gonna get in without the Big Ten championship game. Clemson probably gonna get in without the ACC championship game because I think it's gonna be y'all and SMU playing each other. So a lot of these teams, man, they just sitting back and they just gonna sit here with the Birdman hand rub their hands together, man, kick their feet up and just point these matchups, see who they gonna be playing.
And SMU, I don't think they're getting enough love because they're SMU. Like I feel like our seeding would be higher. And I still think, I mean, we win it, we get one of those buys. But I feel like our seeding would be higher if SMU wasn't SMU. If it was Clemson and we were headed for a collision course against them, then I believe our seeding and Clemson seeding would be higher up.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's their first year in the ACC, so yeah, I can definitely understand why nobody's respecting them. Yeah. I mean, first year in a Power 4 conference, already locked in for the championship game. Like that's kind of big time. But it is SMU. They come over from the AAC, American Conference. So, not too much respect on their name right now. But I think even if y'all beat them, I mean, the fact that they made it there, I think that puts them in pretty good standings going forward. So.
I agree. The biggest one is nobody from the Pac-12 is in it. That's wild. Nobody from the Pac-12. I mean, from the Big 12 is in there. That popped out to me like, it's no respect for the conference, man, like at all. And they want it. I'm gonna tell you something. The voters wanted Colorado in there. I guarantee you, Colorado would have been in the top 12 if they won. If they won that Kansas game, they would have been in the top 12 if they won, especially with BYU losing. It would have been easy money. Everything was for them, man. That's what I'm saying. Everything was for them, and they found a way to fumble it. So, the Big 12 champion is gone. We do expect them to get in there, right?
Right. Automatic bid.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah. All right. Time to transition over to the NFL. I'm just gonna keep it simple. It's Saquan, an MVP candidate, with that crazy historic performance that he put on against the Rams, where he's just that used to be the joke to me with Saquon. Like in fantasy football, you kind of had to rely on him to have like a 25 to 45-yard rush just out of nowhere to really get your points. And he had several of them in this game on his way to, again, a historical performance, man. What do you think about his prospects against one Lamar Jackson?
I mean, we all know the MVP pretty much like the Heisman Trophy is a quarterback award nowadays. But I think he put that one foot in the door for sure. Career high, 255 yards, 270+ yard touchdown runs. It's hard to ignore, and that Eagles engine is running through him right now. So that's really all you need to start that MVP campaign. Almost, be the guy on a team that's putting together some big time wins. And as talented as Jalen Hurts is, AJ Brown and boys, Saquon's the best player on that offense, maybe on the team right now. So, I mean, all roads are leading right now to the MVP. I mean, I seen a graphic yesterday that said if he keeps this up, which it might get a little hard to, but if he keeps this up, he's on pace to break the single season rushing record from Eric Dickerson.
Yeah.
So if he does that, I don't see why not.
Yeah. If he does that, that's what I was saying. That's like Adrian Peterson had a damn historic season going 2,000 yards when he won.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking if he does the same thing, he's in. I feel like you have to give it to him, especially with what may be Lamar fatigue kicking in. Just go ahead and give him the MVP award. Speaking of Lamar, their performance, the balls that they had against my Chargers, the balls they had to just keep going for it on fourth down like that and running it to get them fourth down, that shit was pissing me off, man. That was pissing me off so bad. I was infuriated. Then Quentin Johnston. Have you seen the culmination, the compilation videos of every time he dropped the ball?
Hey, I have. Where did he go to school at, bro? Hey, I want him to succeed so bad.
Every time he dropped, man, it's like the air was just let out of the building every time he dropped the ball. Every time. I was so sick of this shit. But yeah, the Ravens still looking like the Ravens. They still like the favorites to me to go all the way and win the Super Bowl. From my end, and right now Lamar is still my favorite to win MVP. But yeah, I definitely see a avenue where Saquon can take it. Like I said, he's gonna have to break that record, y'all. He's gonna have to go full LaDainian Tomlinson. There's something truly spectacular to get an MVP or not.
Right.
So moving on, are we sure the Chiefs aren't good? And I'm gonna tell you what's like that was a team that they should have dog walked, right? Carolina they just ass. Right. And it's like, if people trying to say it's luck, and I'm looking around like we talked about it. I think last episode I'm talking about pedigree. These people know how to win when it come down to it, and some bullshit is afoot. They're like, all right, man, let's stop playing around. This is the inverse of that year where I think they spent the entire playoffs, including the Super Bowl, down by double digits. Every time in the second half, they just came back and won all their games. It's the inverse of it. It's the inverse. It's just the inverse of that. This time, they're beating people, and then the people are coming back, but then they just figuring it out at the end.
Right.
I would not want, when I tell you, man, I would not want to play them in the playoffs. I don't care how vulnerable they look right now. I remember a Patriots team that had the worst defense to ever go to the Super Bowl. I remember that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it, man. Y'all not about to fool me as a Chargers fan who been in that damn division since that boy done walked in the door. Y'all not about to fool me, man. Nope. Nope, man. What do you think about the Chiefs?
Yo, 8 years of my home is crazy, man.
It
It's
is.
crazy, bro.
I remember one
But
night,
nah,
man. I
man. I
remember
mean,
that night
you
the Chargers beat them. It was Phillip Rivers, man. I act like I won the Super Bowl, like a
right.
loser. Came right back and beat our ass.
I don't
Go
blame you,
ahead,
dog.
though.
Nah, man. I feel you, bro. I mean, like you said, these games are close, a lot closer than they might be comfortable with. But I mean, you can't argue with the results, man. Like eventually, it could bite them in their ass, but that championship pedigree keeps getting them through. And like you said, like they are one of the few teams that they can flip that switch and all right, let's go put it away. And this is the second or third time this year that it's been a crucial situation late in the game, and fucking Patty just starts scrambling for like 30 yards down the sideline to put him in game-winning field goal position, and it blows my mind. It's like I know he's athletic enough, but this dude shouldn't be running for 30 yards on y'all, bro. Like,
He shouldn't be,
stop the
man.
madness, man.
He ran for so long. Like I was just looking at the TV, like, is he gonna run a fucking touchdown? He just ran for so long, bro. I was like, yeah, damn. And then I went the last
Bro.
time you see Mahomes run that long. That shit was crazy.
Hey, he looked tired, bro. He looked tired.
He did, man. He was gassed. I'm glad he didn't come down to him at the end. He just like, all right, man, let's get him out of here.
Hey, but man, shout out to Bryce Young, man. I mean,
He bounced
he
back.
made some throws that, yeah, it gave me some flashes of like, okay,
Right.
that may have been why he was the number one pick, man.
He had some confidence.
2-3 guys. Yeah, they barreling down on him in the pocket, and he stood in there and delivered. So, hey, shout out to Bryce, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Bryce. It might be hope for you yet, little brother. Before we get to our final topic here, what do you think about the Commanders talking about going back to the thing called the Redskins again? Hey, this shit
Oh
crazy.
man, it's hella crazy, man. But I know they've been taking polls in like the Native American community, and apparently the young generation don't feel like it's a problem.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. I swear to God, this happened. I remember when the controversy was going on, and somebody mentioned, like on like a smaller outlet, or like it was a small time, not small time, but it was somebody on ESPN. They were like, it's to my understanding the Native Americans don't have a problem with this. I remember hearing that, man. And we come after all that fuss was made about this. These people have changed their name, they changed uniforms and everything. You mean to tell me what you call it got fired? How you get fired as the owner, but yeah, he didn't got fired partly because of the name, everything. And I remember him saying, like, we haven't heard any complaints from Native Americans about the name of this team. It's just Caucasians that keep on talking about it. But then, Jones go back to being called the Redskin, man. I just like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? But I'm a proponent of that.
It's crazy,
If the
man.
people that is intended to offend or that should be offended are not offended by it, I don't give a fuck. I've said that.
Right.
I've said that for so long. There was another controversy. It's a movie called it's Ghost in the Shell. The
Man, Ghost
Scarlet.
in the Shell's a banger, man.
So when Scarlett Johansson was cast as the Major, they tried to make it a big deal because she was an Asian. And the man who created Ghost in the Shell said, I love that they cast her. And I was on a podcast at the time who I will not name. And they were trying to argue me down that I should be mad about this shit. And I turned around and I said, I don't understand why I should care if these people who are supposed to be offended don't give a fuck. And everybody looked at me like I had I was a 3-headed dragon, man. Why am I supposed to be upset about this? So the
They
Native
want you to
Americans,
be a
okay.
heel, man.
Right. Thank you. If the Native Americans are okay with that, they tell me they okay with what the Braves do. They okay with what the Chiefs do. The Cleveland Guardians probably gonna consider changing their goddamn name, man, because they don't understand. Even though they old Simba did look like a Native American coon. That's what my problem with they.
Hey,
now that shit is the different level. At least the Redskins stuff like doing what that symbol was doing. That symbol was tough, man. Like, oh shit.
right.
I would have been that one I was offended by. I didn't care what anybody said. I was like, hey, that's fucked up. I'd be mad if they did to me.
Facts.
Anyway, do you have any other topics, thoughts on this before we get to our favorite topic of the evening?
Nah, I mean, Mahomes just being Mahomes, man. Hey, and I don't never want anybody else to win a ring that's not an Indianapolis Colt. I'm gonna just, put that out there. But
Thanks.
I wouldn't mind seeing DeAndre Hopkins get one, man. He's been one of my favorite receivers since he came out of Clemson, man. So now's the time to do it, man. Get it done.
Yeah, we're gonna see. All right, man. Main event time. This is what I've been waiting to talk about. Jameis. Let me tell you something. I didn't realize it. And then we talked about him on several episodes this year. I think that's my favorite football player right now, man. Just as a person. Jameis, I want to tell you one thing Jameis has done over the course of his career from Florida State up until now. He has entertained me. The entertainment factor for him is at an all-time high every time. He is the funniest man in football besides what's the kid name? And I think he played for Carolina. I can't remember his name. He's hilarious though. It's another dude.
Xavier Leggett.
Bro, that man is funny.
Yeah.
He is hilarious.
But country boy from South Carolina.
Yeah, but he's so country, bro. It's so funny because he's relatable, man. We come from Mississippi, so everything he does is relatable. I can understand that country shit he be doing.
Facts.
But Jameis, man, Jameis had one of the most spectacular or off-field media performances last Thursday when they upset the Steelers. Like his energy from the start, running out there. They put the microphone in front of him. And he was like, man, all day they've been talking about snow. I'm just excited to play in the snow. And when I saw that, I was like, yeah, the Steelers in trouble. He was too loose. He was way too loose, man. What did you think about the all-time comedic performance that Jameis gave us last Thursday?
Hey, man, the horses was ready for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. Bro,
that made no sense.
Hey,
that made no sense.
0 sense, dog. Hey, I thought about something earlier today, man.
Yeah,
I thought about something. Man. He is a poet, bro. And
he might be a prophet too.
He is like, bro. Follow me on this one.
All right, I'm with you.
He is like Homer. Bro. The Ravens were his Iliad, and the Steelers were his Odyssey. And he just got 2 bangers, bro. And like, they can play like dog shit against anybody else, but those were 2 masterpieces. And then you want to talk about the sound bite? Oh man, he's a legend, bro.
He had so many sound bites and moments in this one game, bro. I'm gonna tell you,
legendary.
The one where he was like, tell everybody, I'm on TV, turn the TV on. And nobody else playing but us. That one got me hyped. When I saw that, if I was his teammate, I was like, oh yeah, he owned one tonight. But my favorite one is that I ordered a W off Amazon. It should be here by 9 o'clock. Masterpiece. That is a masterclass in shit talking. That's up there with some of the best Dion and Shannon Sharp quotes. That's up there. I ordered a W. Calling back. See, let's break down that line. He's calling back to when he ate the W.
Right.
He calling back to it. He said that W's are still available to him. And he picked up his phone, he put in the Amazon order, he used Amazon Prime. I want to tell y'all the genius of this quote, bro. The genius of it. What outlet or subscription service does the NFL Thursday night game come on?
Amazon Prime, baby.
They ain't hearing me, man.
Same day delivery, baby.
That's advertisement. And I know he didn't get paid to do that. He came up with that bar off the top. I'm convinced that nobody told Jameis that they want Amazon until the day of their game. And he was like, oh shit, we play on Amazon? And he just came up with that bar. The boy a genius, man.
He heard that shit in the locker room.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed his antics so much. And that other one was when they was in the huddle. He was like, ain't no lights, ain't no cameras, ain't no action. But we got action.
Yo.
That was my favorite one.
Man.
Because you know he made a mistake. He made a mistake. He didn't mean to say that, but he was like, it don't matter. I'm still gonna say it. And that man did all of that, and he rallied his team. They won that damn game, bro. It was everything that you wanted in a football game. It was close. Mm-hmm. It was snow. You had characters. You had Mike Tomlin, who was also hilarious. You had him, right. You know, and you Facts. Had it was a good game. It was an actual good game going on. And then you just got all those great sound bites. And yeah, man, seriously, Jameis Winston might be my favorite NFL player, hands down. I'm ready to see what he's gonna do next.
Respect, man. I got to see who they got next week, man, because I'm definitely gonna be tuned in for that one.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going. And Twitter get all the moments. Every moment he has, they put it up there.
Man, I'll tell you my favorite moment, bro.
Mm-hmm.
When he was trying to get them to jump all sides. Oh man,
I forgot about that.
Somebody jump both sides, damn. Bro.
Hey. Here's the thing. Imagine the stuff that he said that the cameras don't pick up, though.
Man.
That man said, somebody jump off sides, damn. Oh, they playing.
Get Jameis back to the Pro Bowl, man.
They playing Denver on Monday. They're gonna be the only team on again. Oh, he about to act a fool. He about to act a fool. Jameis Winston is must-see TV, bro.
We need it.
And he just said, but I'm gonna take
get
something
Jameis
else,
to the
man.
Pro Bowl, man.
He a lovable dude, clearly, man, because one thing that I walk away with this year, just in terms of who Jameis is as a teammate, and I always felt like he was a good teammate. It's the way New Orleans treated him, man. When at the end of the game, and he went to so many of the staff and his teammates. And I was like, man, they really was fucking with him. And the person who got rid of him is fired. The person who let him go is gone. And that was funny too. Last year when they did that, they called that play. And they put the camera in his face. He put the camera in his face and asked him about it. And he looked at him, he was there, so he said, I'm the one who did it. Yup, it was me. He's a great guy, and we wanted to get him a touchdown. He sound like he remind me of Michael Clark Duncan, man, from the Green Mile. He kind of remind me of this sometimes. Man, just country is a motherfucker. But I love that. Bro, I ain't got nothing but love for Jameis, man. I would love to have a
Alabama
conversation
boy,
with
man.
Jameis Winston. I would love to have a conversation with Jameis Winston one day.
That part. Hey, when you do, call me up, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, now we all hopping on for that, man. It's gonna be comedy, straight comedy.
Shout out Jameis, man.
But man, with all that being said, bro, we was down, man, but it was a damn good time, man. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you joining me. We're gonna be back next week, better than ever. And man, do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say to the people?
Man, let's just keep this train rolling, man. I mean, you already know. Go follow the channel, U-GeekTV, man. All your socials, Facebook, Instagram, all that, man.
Speaking of those socials, for sure. Speaking of those socials, U_GeekTV on Instagram and the Unapologetic Geek on Facebook. We're gonna start doing a live to Facebook, man. Every time I think about it, it's like right before the show, and I don't have time to dilly-dally and do all this bullshit to get it set up. But next week, I'm gonna make a commitment to do that, man. All right,
man. We about to hit them over the head with this one, man.
I just want to say one last thing, man. I want to say, Greg, you are a bum for not coming on this show and talking to us about Alabama. You're a bum for that. But anyway, it's all love, right. It's all love, man. It's all love. So with that being said, Hoodie C and also me, Jarius Unapologetic Geek. Until next time, we appreciate you. We appreciate you joining us and tuning in. And with that being said, we are out.